Welcome to the In My Humble Opinion podcast, a podcast that looks to discuss a number of topics that sometimes create more questions than answers. The views and opinions expressed by the presenters are their own, and can be assured utterly and woefully misinformed. If you like explicit language and naive ignorance, then please enjoy at your own risk. Part 2. Conspiracies.
It's like putting two sleeping bags full of custard and piling them up. It's like when you put the mats away after PE. So next up we got time travel. Time travel as a conspiracy is almost based, the conspiracy is based in science fiction and possible science fact, or the hope that one day people can time travel, the possibilities of what that could mean, meaning that if in the future time travel exists, then as we live now, time travelers can come and visit us or can go visit the past. So if it's not present in our technology of being able to do it, doesn't mean that if time travel in the future is possible, that it's not already being done as people go back in time.
Why do you think humans are? Because it's a thing that we've, throughout my lifetime, have always been like transfixed on about time travel. It's always been a thing. And I think, for me personally, I think humans are almost like we're obsessed with it. Not and purely because based on a situation of regret. I wish we could do time travel to do this again or do that again.
Change scenarios, yeah.
Or like look to the future and see if we can change the outcome and stuff like that. Absolutely, yeah. Now, my immediate question is: do you think squirrels have those thoughts? Do you think other species on the planet think like that? Do you think like like a fucking like what are those flies that only live for one day? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what, like a gnat or a
gnat. A gnat.
Yeah.
Do you think, or no, a fucking bee? Love bees.
Love bees.
Mad props. No hate coming this way. But do you think a bee that like a bee stings you, a bee dies? Do you know what I mean? Do you think that bee is like, oh fucking hell, I wish I could go back in time and not sting that human being that was literally doing fuck all but taking a photo of me for their Instagram? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what you're saying there then is like, do animals have conscious thoughts about consequence? Like, does a squirrel think, if I jump this, will I fall?
No,
I won't do it then.
Time travel.
Just time travel. Okay. I don't know. I think it's only because the human consciousness, and like I believe you, like, and I agree with you completely, 100%. Time travel is an obsession over consequential actions, be it from past regrets or future like progression. Like, can I influence something now that will make me better off, like Biff Tannen in the alternate 1984 timeline in Back to the Future 2.
People our age are like putting loads of money into the pension. I'm putting money into the pension for the future. Time travel.
I mean, it is time travel, but we have to go through the regular passage of time to claim it.
Exactly.
So,
I mean,
it's time travel, but like you have to wait a bit for it.
I mean, and your money is doing a time travel.
Who's to say? Yeah, I mean, it's being stored. It's existed in the same time and space as we are.
Yeah. And if you're in America and you're dealing with dollar bills, and like those dollar bills have got a cheeky little triangle in it.
Triangles, the time travel triangle. So, but like in this example here with the time travel conspiracy, not going to focus so much on like how people are time traveling, but what I'm focusing on here, the conspiracies that time travel has been invented and people are going back, and the evidence that they're leaving behind is in our present day consciousness. So with the explosion of the internet, people are looking back at like images, pictures, videos from the past and going, I don't quite understand why that person is doing that or why they look like that. They have to be a time traveler. Or certain videos that you see on YouTube of people who are time traveling, who are saying in the year 2033, Elon Musk is gonna pioneer the first Mars residence where he will live with a robot named Vasco or whatever, Starfield.
Right.
Anyway, so
don't start throwing Starfield in my face.
I completed
man.
Starfield yesterday. Yeah. Nah, it's all good. I'm on New Game Plus. Going to have a little discussion about some of the more popular evidences of possible time travel caught in images or videos. So it's not to say that these pictures have been faked. Well, these pictures may have been faked, actually. The videos may be authentic, but the perception of them could be incorrect. So the first one...
Are there any videos of soldiers in World War One, Battle of the Somme? They're going over the top of the trenches. They're running into those guns. Are there any factual pictures of a soldier running over the top doing the dab? or like doing the floss? Do you know what I mean? You got any of that shit going on?
I'm not sure in the Fortnite scenario that I mean, I haven't scoured the internet enough. I mean, if you look hard enough, you could probably see a soldier doing the dab, but in reality, it's just their arms flailing as they got shot by a German.
Fair enough.
All right, okay, I'm going to go back. I've got...
If you see a random man...
Send us the pictures any...
Send us the pics.
Any historical figure doing a Fortnite emote. And then we'll go, time travel, obvs. I've got 3 examples. All right, the first one, there's a picture, and we'll put it up on the socials, of a shoe print in rock. The shoe print is in rock and has been there for 2 million years. It is a perfect shoe print impression with slight indentations like you'd see on a pair of Vans, for example.
What shoe print is this?
It's a shoe print from 200 million years ago.
Yeah, what shoe?
A shoe.
Like what?
It's not like a... I don't...
Well, like, what, a Crocs?
It's a trainer, like a trainer or sneakers.
Air Force Ones.
I can't give you specifics about that. Does it matter about the brand? There's a fucking trainer indentation from 200 million years ago.
Yeah, but if it's Reebok Classics, that's like a 90s. Do you know what I mean? It's 90s. If it's Vans, it could be some hipster from 2015.
Are you meaning what time period did that person come from to go back 200 million years ago? Ah, right, I get you. Okay.
I mean, it could be like a fucking Rumpelstiltskin fucking shoe.
Like really curly end. Yeah.
Yeah,
like Winkle Picker. No, it's actually it's like we can't say I'm included in that community. People can't say what type of trainer it is, but it's not a regular footprint. It is a human.
Is that due to advertising or sponsorship? You can't affiliate with a certain brand.
There's a possibility. Like in that rock, you can't say it was Adidas, because otherwise the next to it, the Nike rock, is just going to get pissed off.
What about me? Gola over there.
Gola, High-Techs.
Yeah. Well, I love a bit of High-Tech.
Dunlop feelers. All popular now again. But yeah, so like that has been somewhat debated a lot in the scientific community. Were people around during the dinosaurs, firstly?
Right. Yeah.
Also, were these people wearing Chuck
Reebok
Taylor
Classics.
Originals, Reebok Classics?
Chuck Taylor, yeah.
Like, did they have like a heavy brogue on? Like, So,
all right, yeah, fair.
Were they kickers?
Oh shit!
Were they Josh Smart's kickers?
Yes. Were they like Clark's?
Were they Clark's
or
kickers?
Shoe Zone?
So yeah, these.
Right, may I?
Sorry. Yeah.
No, I'll keep cutting you off.
Go for it.
Sorry. All right, where is this rock?
I don't remember. I think I switched off during that part. And in all honesty, no, it's somewhere somewhere
Cardiff.
far away. Could be Cardiff.
Somewhere far away. All right, fair enough.
I switched on again when those people started saying it wasn't a footprint, it was just an irregular stone formation that looks like a footprint. But when I saw the image, which we'll show you and see what you think, it does look like a footprint, like a trainer footprint, like a criminal, like in CSI they do the plaster cast of it.
So you're saying it could just be from water erosion?
Yes.
See toes and a good heel.
A good heel on there, yeah.
It's like a poorly cobbled shoe.
So yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, no, I see.
Hard to explain. No.
Yeah, very hard to explain.
It's proven that it's from that time period. I mean, they could have done. I mean, there could have been a dinosaur that had dropped arches or humanoid type feet, like as we see it now. Yeah, we just don't know. Evolution was weird. But that's one evidence. That's my poorest piece of time travel evidence. The next one, though, there was an excavation that took place in a Chinese state of Sangji. During the excavation of a Ming Dynasty tomb, they found an artifact in the tomb which had not been opened until that excavation. Ming Dynasty being like thousands and thousands of years ago, where they found an artifact in the shape. It was like a carving the size of a ring that was the exact replica of a Swiss watch with a face with time on it. And on the back of the watch was engraved the word Swiss in a Ming Dynasty tomb, which is very odd. Like, was it left by a time traveler? How did they know about what this looks like? So, yeah, what were your thoughts on that?
God. Was Swiss written in, like, the modern language?
Yep, it was the word Swiss. So this watch was found in the tomb. It looks like it's either shrunk down or could be a ring, as in a replica of a watch. And you're looking at the image now. We'll put that up on the socials as well. But it literally looks like one of those candy watches, but in a Swiss style.
It's got quite like a modern fastening on it as well, isn't it?
Yes, it looks clasp. It's got the whole thing. It's got like an adjuster for the size of the finger as well, where it looks like, or possible tiny wrist.
Both sides. I mean,
the time looks like it's, what is that? What, 10 past 11?
Good. Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah.
How does that?
Were their wrists?
I know. I mean, it could be a ring, but the fact is, regardless of the size of it, the design is something very out of place in an ancient Chinese tomb, which supposedly had not been opened.
It looks very early Premier League footballer kind of bling, doesn't it? Really?
Yep. John Terry's probably got one.
Yeah. Jay-Z, Beyonce could have planted that there. It's very. Yeah, I can't explain that.
Right. I was very, like, when I saw that, I was like, that is a fucking watch.
Yeah.
And how did they know? So did they have the technology? Was it given to them by somebody? Did somebody leave it there? It's hyper specific in what it looks like.
It really is. And it's very, like, it is, you can't say it isn't that.
No, you can't misinterpret it as something. It's a watch.
Yeah, it has to be.
From thousands of years ago. So there you go.
Yeah.
We can't dispute that. There's nothing even funny to say.
Right.
Oh, unless.
Unless. So the people that found it, do you know what I mean? Like the people that were there found it. I've watched enough Netflix crime documentaries to know that the police detectives and stuff like that, they will plant evidence. Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, or like road walls or whatever. Yeah, we're going to pull over these two youths in a car. Oh, look, there's a bag of drugs there. And they'll be like, it wasn't there. They'll be like, nah.
Yeah, like, we're Mormons, sir. Yeah, but
exactly.
No, you're not.
So it could very well be that whoever excavated it there and whoever documented it maybe had one of those old school lucky bags. Like, do you remember a lucky bag?
A lucky bag, yeah, with a little turtle
lucky
on the
bag,
front of it.
Little plastic shit in there, or had like a old school McDonald's Happy Meal. Do you know?
Well, if you're saying this, okay, you're saying it could be planted.
Ooh.
You saying it could be planted, but
Yeah.
they've just opened a Ming Dynasty tomb. Like, there's gonna be stuff in there that is just already gonna like give them like renown and fame in their field. Putting a watch in there like that is gonna make like it seem more incredible than credible.
But it depends. Like, what else is in there?
Like Ming Dynasty shit. Like, you know, if somebody's got a Ming vase, people are like, "Oh, you got a fucking Ming vase, have you?" Like,
yeah, but then probably, what if there's like fuck all in there? What if they open it and they'll be like, "Oh, there's a stick." Or,
or a note just saying, "I owe you one archaeological like find."
Yeah. What if they open it and they're like, "Oh, well, there's nothing in here but like toothpicks and like, I don't know, like boring day-to-day
I'll tell you what, my
stuff."
kid went to a party and I've still got their stuff in the car. Like,
Yeah.
just bring that out.
Like,
how a tiny Swiss watch.
yeah. And you think, like, the people that have excavated it, who was it? Do you know? Where?
No, I didn't pay attention to that.
We'll
Again,
say,
didn't really.
for argument's sake or opinion-based sake, which is obviously true, it was the British Museum, right? So the British Museum,
British
and the
Museum.
British government have funded these guys. They're like, right, go over there, fucking go there, open that tomb. We've spent a lot of money here now, right? We've given you a lot of money. We're paying you rent. You know, we're paying you way, doing all this shit. They go there and they open it and they're like, "Oh shit, there's fuck all in here." And they're like, "Right, well, there has to be something in there." Right, yeah. I've got a lucky bag over here. We'll slip that in there. Who's to say none the wiser? Yeah.
I don't
and
know.
they'll be like,
"Right,
we're all in agreement. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Could be that."
I have a feeling that this is something that's just very difficult to explain. So I'm going to go with the fact that something really extraordinary was there. You've seen it. It looks fucking weird and it looks old.
Sorry, but I've just explained to you the answer. So
my ignorant ass is not accepting it. Okay, so yeah, we'll agree to disagree.
To be fair, I'm not accepting exactly what I just said. Again, I'll reiterate exactly what I said before. I'm so stubborn in me not wanting to believe that I'll make up shit to say it. Yeah. No, yeah,
okay.
Fair.
All right, okay. We'll talk about the final time traveling bit of evidence here. This is probably one that people have seen quite a bit. I love this one because it really could just be, it could prove some sort of time travel from a man who's trying to fit into a place terribly, or somebody who literally he's like the emo of his day, just didn't want to be with the crowd, a young man who just wants to be different, and that's against the whole stuffy like society that is. And this is the time traveling hipster picture. Yeah, so this picture is taken at the opening of a bridge in America. I can't remember. Don't ask me to give you the specifics. And I don't know why anybody would time travel to this particular bridge for this particular opening unless they had a vested interest personally. So the reason for time travel doesn't quite sit with me that he's there. But having a look at the picture, it's in the 40s, 30s in America. And the fashion at the time was usually quite heavy suits, hats, women,
smart,
dapper, smart. It was formal wear.
Shaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy in the picture just really stands out. He has like quite a modern hairstyle. He has like these wraparound sunglasses, which weren't incredibly popular at the time. This particular style, definitely not, because it has side panels, like a cardigan, possible hoodie as well, or something.
That cardigan, I swear, I've got like 8 of those cardigans.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a good cardigan. It's a sweet cardie. He's got a logo T-shirt on as well, and printed T-shirts, although invented in the 40s, were only a new thing and quite specific, mainly for like businesses. Rarely would they give away T-shirts like they do nowadays or anything like that, or universities, etc. But the logo on there can't really be deciphered as anything in particular. And he's holding
looks like an M, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like an M, and he's holding a camera. that is not really from the time or wasn't popular at that time. It's like a handheld camera, where cameras at that time
looks like a digital Fujifilm one.
Yeah, were a lot bigger. So this is, I love this one because, like I said, he is either, you could fall into the time traveling conspiracy. He's gone there to view the opening of a bridge for some fucking reason, or he's just somebody who is against the establishment, which I also really agree with. Back in that day would be awesome. So he stands out in this picture, like, completely.
Oh, completely does. Yeah, definitely. Have you ever been to an old people's home?
I have visited a couple in my lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah, and they all dress like that. If I go to an old people's home tomorrow, all the people would be dressed like they are dressed.
Do you mean
that's fact?
The other people like dressed up in like top hats and blazers and big checkered coats?
That guy, literally the closest guy in the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
Is he alive? I don't even know what's going on there.
I think that woman behind him was propping him up. She's like, "You going dead or not?"
You're going, do as you're told. If I went to an old people's home tomorrow and dressed like that, which is pretty similar to what I would wear, and so it was like Great Uncle Albert's birthday party in the old people's home, that is literally what the photo would look like.
Yeah. He stands out so much. Also, he's like incredibly tall as well. Like, I don't know if that bears any relevance, but being so tall just makes him stand out even more. And it looks like there's a couple of other younger people in the crowd, and they're not really matching his style. They are very much of the style of the time. So it's just, it's very odd. And he also has like stubble as well, which is, that was deemed as like unkempt, not a clean look.
Yeah, unsavory.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like Johnny Knoxville, doesn't he?
Does a little bit. He does a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Knoxville. On this episode of Jackass, I'm going back in time. I'm going to kick a man in the balls at the bridge opening as he snips the ribbon.
There you go.
That's it?
You've literally
fucking Jackass 5.
That is.
Damn it, we've ruined it.
Fucking sketch that was never released. Deleted bloopers.
It is strange though, isn't it? I love this picture.
It is strange.
The question is this enough to say that this is a time traveling person or not?
No, purely because listen, earlier on in the year, I went to. I don't go to church or anything like that, but I went to a church for a relative was getting baptized, born again. Do you know what I mean? I went there and literally, like, that was me in that crowd. I'm not joking. It's full of white people, all looking like that, all aged, all wearing their, like, what we would call Sunday best.
Yeah.
Stuff. And there's me rocking up in, like, pretty much similar wear to that. Yeah. I don't even know if I was wearing shoes. Probably.
Just walked there without shoes on.
Yeah, I just went. I'd be barefoot. Holy
Get closer
ground.
To God. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're right. I think if you're indicating towards, like, he could be part of like a youth like movement around the area that was a little bit against the grain, like a trendy person, alternative.
That guy is from San Francisco at the time, and they were, and that photo was taken in, I don't know, deep south.
Yeah. That is very possible. You're right. I mean, different areas progress, or like fashion progresses at different paces. Yeah, no, I completely agree. It could be something like that. And I like the idea that person could be time traveling, because that plays into the time travel conspiracy. But I also quite enjoy the fact that he was like, I'm going to go to a fucking bridge opening and take a picture with this whacked out camera that I've made.
Maybe he was in fancy dress.
Give me a fancy dress, yeah.
Maybe he got the wrong invite. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's like, wait, listen, right, there's a party over there.
Dressed like an alien.
There's a bridge opening. Let's fucking go for it. And then like his mates proper stitched him up. Do you know what I mean? Like it's stag do or whatever. Bridge opening, stag do. Here we go. And they've said like he's the only one that's been told it's fancy dress. Like, you know, we see those videos of people turn up as like Teletubbies or fucking Smurfs, and then he's bowled up and he's dressed like that, and he's like, oh fuck's sake,
Agreed.
I can't go home.
Yeah,
but, you know, could be that.
I love that idea. I love it.
But I think the part of it is like we subjectively want it to be the answer of time traveling.
Yes.
So therefore, like then when we have that kind of vibe and we have that thought going on, it's so hard to go against it. The same as like if you have a thought and an idea like I really don't want to believe that. Again, you have every argument around it to not believe that.
Yep.
So
yep.
Could be
it's down to what you want to interpret it as. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go for that.
It's a fucking great picture.
Love
great
it.
Exposure.
One of my favourites. Yeah. No, good stuff. So
Put
yeah.
that in Playboy.
Yep. Take that, Illuminati.
Playboy underneath. Did you know?
Triangle heads. So yeah, I mean, there are time traveling evidences there. So I mean, I don't know if time travel really exists. The possibility that you want to believe it is enough for you to believe that unexplained things, carvings in rocks that look like spaceships, or planes, or TVs and stuff from like the Mayan culture or whatever could be like, you know, a reason enough. It's a fun thing.
It is, and also with it, like with any thoughts and conspiracies or whatever beliefs about time travel, it's quite funny because time traveling can be before and after, before and after kind of thing, and we only know evidence wise of what is before, so it's the only thing that we can like have a theory around, I guess.
Yes, right, it's true.
But for me personally, I kind of had like a little theory about the possibility of going forward in time rather than back in time. Right?
Tell me. I'm interested. I'm interested.
So I think, all right. So we know time and we judge time by, ultimately, in my opinion, obviously, by the speed of light.
Yep.
So we know that it is this time of the day because we are going at this speed around the sun at that time.
Okay, yeah.
And we're getting that light at that time, and we know this and stuff like that. But if theoretically, if it was possible for you to go faster than the speed of light, therefore you could go faster than the speed of us understanding time, and therefore going to the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess this is going into science right now, which is something we're not very good at. I guess if you have to go faster.
Science is lies.
You have to go faster than the speed of light to go forward in time. So yeah, no, I completely agree. For you to have the image, because light is images, if you have to go faster than that image appears, you are there before the image is there, so you are forward in time. Completely agree. It's like seeing in the past, if you relate that the other way around, seeing a planet in the sky millions and billions of light years away that is actually in reality in the same time as us, not there anymore because it exploded a million years ago, but the light is but we have to travel faster than the speed of light to get forward in time. There you go. You solved. If you just created time travel, then
you see lightning there as we know it instantly, but then you hear the thunder later. For us, English people anyway in general, we see the lightning, we're like, oh yeah, oh god, how close is that? And then you're like, count how far away the thunder happens, and you're like, oh, that was 3 seconds. Oh yeah, that's
3 miles.
Yeah, miles away. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. There's
a difference, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you solved time travel just with your one theory. Yep. There was time travel. Don't know if I really believe it. Hope to believe it one day. Would be awesome because I'd definitely go back and change some of the shit that I've certainly done in my life.
I'd go back to when I had hair.
I wouldn't. Some of your hairstyles are interesting.
All those times you said I had lovely, beautiful long hair.
Oh no, look at it now, it's gone. Okay, next one. All right, this one is picking up in popularity, and it is the flat Earth theory. Yeah, so a little bit about this. I mean, you probably know, you might even believe it. It's believed that the Earth is in a flattened state, and in that flattened state, the edges of the world are encapsulated by like a 300-foot giant ice wall, like in Game of Thrones.
Right.
And it's claimed that NASA employees walk these walls and with guns and warn anybody who gets too close to the wall to go away. Also, the sky itself is a dome with lights on it that represent the stars, the moon, and the sun. So yeah.
Like the new gig venue that U2 are
Oh
in
yeah, like that thing. That looks awesome.
does.
Like the Truman Show.
Yeah. Oh, what? I watched it like literally a couple of weeks ago.
So relevant.
Yeah, I get it.
Love it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Get it.
Flat Earth, this is not something I believe in.
Right.
The argument is essentially because we're told, like, and it has been told throughout history, that the Earth is like spherical in shape. It's round. Flat earthers look at maps and go, well, how can all this land fit in one place around the world? Like all this other stuff, trying to like use pseudo-scientific methods to explain why there's no curvature of the Earth, when basically everything, every actual physical, factual, scientific explanation of the Earth, space people looking at the Earth can see that it is a ball like every other planet in our solar system. So I think this is the biggest pile of dog shit theory out there. But if you believe it, that's fine. That's your opinion, and I like that you have that opinion, and that gives us good discussion about stuff.
I like it that we are now in a society where you are allowed to have that opinion and tell other people that opinion. I like that. You know, it's good. It's great.
But this is another thing as well, and this might go off on a slight tangent. The fact that everyone is so open to opinion leads people to think that their opinion is fact. So then they are spreading misinformation, which essentially is flat earthers. So they have been told, you know what, opinions matter, and they're like, well, the Earth's flat. And like, well, let's debate about that because there's this evidence. And they're like, no, it's flat.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's true. It's also with like the exposure of any information that you could ever want at your fingertips, whatever opinion that you do have, be about anything whatsoever, you will always find a forum or like-minded people to validate your opinion.
Yeah.
And then obviously when someone validates your opinion, like I would say like my favorite color is blue, you would say that your favorite color is yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, I love yellow.
Yeah, you love yellow. But I'll be like, no, you're wrong. But if I found other people that were like, yeah, my favourite colour is blue, I'll be like, yeah, exactly.
These my people.
Go.
Yeah. This is it.
It validates your opinion.
It validates your opinion, yeah. So, I mean, with the flat Earth theory, this is kind of what's up. And to be fair, this is actually quite, from my perspective, quite worrying that it's picked up so much. Now, there was a survey done in America, I think, where they asked people, asked people how many people think, you know, that they're comfortable that the world is like round, and 88% of people said they are comfortable with that, leading to 12% of people like being uncomfortable with that. They break that down into further demographics, and 18 to 25-year-olds, the percentage of people that believe the Earth is flat is 44%. Almost half of young people believe the Earth is flat. That's worrying, because after centuries and centuries and centuries of astronomy and like physics and all this other stuff proving that we're a sphere, this is just being completely disproved, being unbelieved by hearsay and conjecture and lies.
Yeah. So back in the day, everyone thought that the Earth was flat. I'm going to say before Christopher Columbus. I mean, I don't know the facts for true, but I'm just going to say that. Everyone thought that the whole Columbus. Everyone thought the Earth was flat, and then explorers went about, did their little bits, were like, nah, it's like this, and they had to fight that argument, didn't they? And then prove that the Earth was round. So I liken it almost to fashion. So I look at people now, young people now, they're literally dressing like Kate Bush did in the 80s. So it's almost like a recycling of like fashion and music and knowledge and stuff.
Do you think then ideologies are also being recycled as well then? Like the idea. Okay. All right. Well, let's just say this now, like in the ancient time, not ancient times, like medieval times, like the common belief was that the world was round. Ancient Greeks literally coined and proved
Astrology.
that it was that the earth was round. And that was held for a very long time. With the scientific advancements in the 1800s, though, there were a number of things. We found the atom, all this other stuff. Science was booming. Like there's technologies being invented to discover new types of scientific stuff. Alongside,
what shape is an atom?
Flat. No, it's it's round.
Red.
Because of these scientific advancements, there are people just like, fuck science. I'm going to pretend to be a scientist and just going to be like, I'm not going to use any of this new stuff. Why can we trust it? I'm going to use what people in the olden days used to use, my eyes and my feelings. So like these people, there was a guy called Samuel Robotham. Okay, and he's an English scientist who had a pseudonym called Parallax. So he named himself Parallax, which sounds like a dragon at the end of Skyrim. So, but he done an experiment.
Sounds like a cream.
Parallax cream.
Like, got my arsehole if I've got piles. Parallax. Use this. The piles will go.
Parallax for your hemis. He was like, nah, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to kind of like start like an anti-science where I'm just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to just go. What's the first thing I can think of? I'll tell you what, the Earth is flat. So he set up an experiment on a canal where he put a telescope just above the water, got a boat with a 1 meter mast on it, and was like, if the Earth is round, and the boat gets further away, the mast will shrink down in the horizon. Thus, the boat will appear smaller, or at least the mast will look lower down against the horizon line. So, you know, it won't be 1 meter, it'll be relative to the distance. When he did the experiment, it was over 6 miles. He watched the boat go, and the boat did not go over the horizon. It stayed relative to the distance and his measurements of being a meter tall mast. And at that conclusion, he's like, fucking the Earth's flat. The Earth is flat. And he wrote a book about it all.
Right. Where was this canal?
Cambridge.
What, in England?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Listen here. I live, listen here now. I live pretty much on a canal. I use a canal, cycling, use towpath and whatnot. On a canal, the whole like structure of a canal comes back from like, you know, the Romans made it and they manipulated water. The water can only flow due to gravity. Gravity can only work if there is a reason for it to do so. So if everything is flat, then water will never fucking move. And in a canal, canals are deliberately not going with the curvature of the Earth because they can't. So you have, I mean, fuck knows what they're called, but you have like those locks.
Yeah.
Do you have, like doors?
The locks, yeah.
Like locks, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they like raise water, lower water, let a boat go and all that shit.
Let a boat go.
So, and also, like, what is he trying to prove in England? England is notoriously not flat. The infrastructure in England is like a fucking curly whirly. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost impossible to dictate like latitude in England.
Yes.
If you're going to do that, go and do it in a man-made city, for example, in America.
Yeah.
Why
The difficult
do it
thing
over here?
is, I mean, the science and the maths behind it was accurate enough to kind of prove that, but over such a long, like a distance of 6 miles is not going to give you the right curvature bend that I think he would be looking for, because you think of, if the Earth is curved, if we're down in the south, like round London, sort of that way, and you're looking at Dundee in Scotland in the very north, Mordor. If you're looking directly through, it was the clearest day, and you had Legolas eyes, and you could see as far as you can, crab eye from Dunland. If you could see that, you wouldn't be able to see Dundee, because the curvature of the Earth means that, like, Yorkshire would get in the way, like it always does. That would be something which is factually correct, because the reasonable amount of length of the United Kingdom means that the curvature does pay some kind of relevance. With his test of being 6 miles, nah, Dad. Like, I've walked back from your house, and you have to like crawl a straight path down to the station. That's 6 miles. It's fucking flat.
Yeah, I cycle to work, to and from. It's about 3 miles that I cycle to work, back and forth. You can't determine a curvature of the planet from that, because I mean, say you could determine a curvature over the course of 6 miles, the planet would be really fucking small, and there's no way that it would take me 3.5 hours to fly to Turkey.
No, no, it wouldn't. No.
You want to fly to New York? Oh yeah, that takes what's it, 8 to 10 hours?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. If it's curved, then there's extra distance because of the curve.
Yeah.
Nah, mate.
I think it's balmy. But I did watch a God knows what documentary is called, but it's on Netflix. Sponsor there.
Dun, dun.
And it was a guy that was trying to embarrass almost flat earthers. So he did a whole documentary of them and proved them wrong and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then it later came out afterwards. So he filmed it, published it, whatever. And then afterwards it was like, no, I'm now a flat earther.
No, really.
Google it. Yeah, Google it.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. Oh no,
surprising.
in the documentary he never comes forward
but
as
afterwards,
a flat earther.
okay,
But
I
afterwards,
see.
it was like, yeah, I'm a flat earther. I'm an advocate for flat earth. I was like,
That's
what?
such
What are you doing?
bollocks. The weird thing is, because it derived from that experiment and like the parallax book of like hokey scientific bullshit, it didn't really pick up much back then. There was a small group of like-minded natural scientists that were like, just view the world as you see it. That disappeared for
those 6 miles.
Yeah, see the 6 miles disappeared for a while, and then recent times it has come back with vengeance. That's why you see it everywhere, and it's the same arguments again and again. Like the evidence given is not sufficient enough to explain the actual natural world around them, which they're trying to use. If they use already established scientific methods that are known to be factual and work, like they just completely discount them. They're out. So their theories about it all are absolute nonsense. But it's really, really picked up because it's almost slightly fashionable to be a flat earther and have the argument. But after I was looking into it, and the Flat Earth Society and these other societies, they want to push that agenda, but it's mainly the whole crux of it all is they don't want people to believe what they've been told. So at the crux of it all, they think that big business, like all these other things, have been influencing the world for so long. Like we should really open our eyes to it. Yes, we should really open our eyes to it.
And the Illuminati are telling us the Earth is round. Rupert Murdoch is telling us the Earth is round. Sky, who's putting all these satellites up.
Sky's in the sky, not the dome.
It's a conspiracy. I don't really think it is.
No.
Because imagine putting a satellite up in the air. Right? Imagine if the Earth was flat, the amount of fuel and energy that it would actually cost, the inherent financial burden it would actually cost to have a satellite orbiting a flat space with zero spheric gravity would be exponential.
Yeah.
Basically, like what NASA, Sky, Elon Musk, the Russians, and I mean everybody that puts something up there, they're like, right, I'm gonna spend this money to get something up there, and then after that, gravity will do its job for me.
Yep, exactly that.
Yeah,
it's fucking preposterous. Like I do not believe flat Earth, and I will argue against anyone who does believe it. But I do value the fact that you have that opinion. Yeah.
Oh God, I love. Again, I'll say I love the fact that we're allowed to have that freedom to have these chats and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. So prove that one wrong. So next up, this is one that I found recently. I've never heard of it before. I quite like it. I don't know if there's an amount of massive lies in this, but there could also be an element of truth in it. Now, this is called the phantom time hypothesis.
I have, like, you text me this. I was like, I've never heard of it. No. I have no fucking clue what this is.
Let me explain this. So
it's almost like my youngest son telling me about Roblox.
Yeah, I have no idea what an obby is. So the phantom time hypothesis is a hypothetical idea that 300 years during the medieval age did not take place.
What do you mean?
There is in documented history from the years 614 to 911 AD.
9/11.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that.
Oh my god, sorry. Oh my god.
So it's a 614 to 911. That time period did not exist. Now, the reason for that is there's an idea from a man called, and he got this from someone else, but he really picked up and ran with it. This man's called Herbert Illig, and he published...
German?
Yes. He published books about it.
I don't know why I did that.
Just made a face. Oh, he's crazy, just like every bad guy in an Indiana Jones film. He pushed the idea that 300 years or 297 years.
Die Hard, wasn't he?
He was who?
Who was the bad guy in Die Hard?
It was Hans Gruber.
It was Adam Rickman, yeah. Was he German?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's German. So the 297 years. Oh,
Great Walls.
Great Walls.
Yeah, made them. Good infrastructure. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
The UN. You can't claw back. Yeah, Germany's all right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Germany is fine. It's a very efficient place.
That's clean as fuck.
Clean as fuck. Good. Trains are on time.
Yeah.
So that 300 years in the medieval times didn't exist because Herbert Illig pushed the idea that certain artifacts or events that happened in that time just don't match up. Recorded history at that time was patchy at best, and if it has lasted through the time till now, or recorded time where we could be like, okay, this is part of history, this is a recorded document, and as we know, history is written by the winners and could not be a true reflection of the time period. But this guy is saying certain things, historical events and things like that, were fabricated, meaning that certain times of reigns, like reigns of certain individuals in certain areas of the world, were extended. Say, in the example he gives, Charlemagne, who is essentially a man who was like the catalyst of the creation of the Holy Roman Empire, his reign was vastly exaggerated in history.
Right.
They're saying that's what happened. Obviously, he
was
just a normal man and he had a normal reign of time. He's really pushing the fact that the missing years are faked as well by the Catholic Church to adjust the Gregorian calendar, which is the calendar we use nowadays, saying that some of the times when it moved from the I think it was the Julian calendar, which we used before, then got changed to the Gregorian calendar by the church to help narrow down like inaccurate time, giving us leap years and stuff like that. During that time, the Earth had been like misinterpreted on how many years old it was. So 200 years or 300 years is missing. So technically, we're not in 2023. We're in 1723 right now.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a theory that's picking up pace that like time has been missing and we're actually in 1723 because of history inaccurately reporting the correct time.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that's fine. We can all have our own calendars and stuff and whatnot. I mean, China does it.
Yeah.
They have a lot of.
But do they really? They have like a shifted calendar. It's still the calendar,
right?
And timescales of modern times are based around the old calendar, which is the Julian calendar, which is also based around stars moving around the sun and the seasons. So that would all been condensed down to the fact that winter was 1 year. We're going to map a time period until winter comes back and break it down into segments. And then that was changed into the Gregorian calendar, which refined that process to help cut down any of the weird, like I think there was like 2-3 weeks off between the two.
So why we get bank holidays?
I don't think
it's
bank holiday because reasons. So
calendar differences.
It's probably a conspiracy from the calendar company, the people that pop up at your local like shopping centre, and they're there from November to December or to January selling their dodgy calendars. They're like 300 years is missing. Here is a Cliff Richard calendar.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I love the idea of this is great, but
Chinese
it is bollocks.
New Year is different to.
Yeah, but it's the same time every year.
That's what you're saying. Oh, now I get what you're saying. I think a year is we go round the sun once.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, but we can tell that by not because we couldn't tell that by our place in the solar system. We could be like, oh no, we've now approached 75 degrees around the sun, and now we're here again. Like it's seasonal. Sort of that's kind of historically what it's been. It's like, oh yeah, like the leaves are changing. This is like close to autumn again. This is how we're going to find out how far we are away from the sun.
Yeah, but if you go just purely by seasons, by like, oh, this is how far along in the year we are. If you go purely by seasons, climate change is fucking that up. Like Greta Thunberg is like, no. You thought it was Tuesday. No, Dad. It's actually Friday.
I don't know if she's pushing this agenda, but she might be.
Well, she fucking should.
I mean, this is the modern times, but this is because the calendar changed, and then like this guy is like searching through any historical evidence of like gaps in time that he's been like, well, there was a gap in time there, so it's another 10 years. Like it's all adding up to 300 years difference. So
well, history in general is just an observation of documented circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for that period, 300 years time, maybe everyone's too fucking busy to like upload their story on Instagram or like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe during that time it's like, look, I don't have time to take a picture of my fucking dinner and post it on Facebook and Instagram. I don't have time for that. I've got shit to do.
For 300 years?
Oh man, I'm busy. I'm like building canals.
So the one thing that I'm just like, nah, Dad, this is terrible. This is going to be the slogan, nah, Dad. With this,
I think no. Before you carry on, explain nah, Dad.
Oh no, Dad.
To be fair, I don't even know the actual.
It's just I don't know either. It's just something that me and Rob have always said. I don't even know if any one of our friends even said it. Like it's just kind of us, isn't it?
If you really want to affirm saying no, or like, nah, bullshit. Instead of saying like, nah, that's bullshit, you'd be like, nah, dad.
It's like saying
that-
no to
it's
an
like
authority figure. Yeah.
It is. It's like, no, I'm guaranteeing my no, dad.
No, dad. So that's the
No,
reason of no, dad. We'll get the t-shirts out. No, dad. To
Fucking
phantom
no.
time hypothesis. It's completely disproved, like instantly, because of scientific carbon dating of items.
Right. Okay. So I have known zero about this theory. Right?
Yeah.
And you've come to me and you've said, bang this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Right, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, let's talk about this. And then at the end of it, you're like, no, it's bollocks. I have just wasted, it feels like, 300 years of documented, argumentative, structured, very, very scientific opinion around it.
Yeah, fair enough. Like honestly though, I read it. It was really interesting. Like there's a gap in history, and the fact is because of misinformation and the historical documents not being filled out, the actual year we're in is 1723 was like brilliant. I thought it was great, but also at the same time, it's entirely not true because regardless of what was documented at the time still occurred if the documentation didn't happen or was faked. Passage of time has still happened, and carbon dating and like looking, that type of natural historical evidence completely disproves that. So yeah.
So if I've got a diary, I'm like, Tuesday the 1st, 2008, I really enjoyed that Disturbed album. Or probably like, no, all right, well, we'll go back.
That is your actual diary entry.
not 2008, like 2000, 2001.
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, I love that album. Papa Roach song. Yeah, it was great. If I just stopped there and then, I haven't detailed anything in my journal until yesterday. Yesterday, I was at work and I had 2 shits and I got paid for it. Like, does that mean that the whole gap in between that just didn't exist because
if you didn't write the day and somebody in the future read that, they'd be like, "Wow, Papa Roach still going. I'm loving that band." And then he had a couple of shits and got paid for it. To them, it's like that happened in your life immediately, but that happened.
But because it wasn't documented, it didn't happen.
No, exactly. If you don't date it right, or if you just write it in an old, like if you couldn't afford a diary for this year, and you got one, like you're like, oh, it does the same thing. I quite like that diary I got in 2018, and they're selling some on Amazon. I'm gonna write my stuff in there in the future. Somebody finds out, they're like, fucking 2018 was mad. Like iPods don't exist anymore. People just listen to their phones.
I'm like, I've got a couple of pages spare. Might as well fill it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just fucking whatever, mate.
No one in history has ever burnt any literature.
Yeah.
They haven't done that. I mean, like,
what is the bonfire of the vanities?
Yeah, what is that? They didn't do that in France, did they?
No, never. Why would they even burn books?
Catholic Church? Never.
World War II? Nah. The 7 conspiracies that I have led up to here, and I've saved the best till last. So we are going to talk about something that I didn't find until I was looking up stuff for this show. The fact that there is now a theory that King Charles is a vampire.
He's a vampire.
He's a vampire.
Do you know what? In all fairness, I think that statement actually answers more questions than it asks, because it makes sense.
Tell me, elaborate.
Well, he's part of an institution that, in my humble opinion, is blood-sucking. Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll go from there. Has he aged? Has he?
He's expanded.
He has.
He has aged. If you look, I remember watching stuff about him when he was with his previous wife, which we'll talk about another show, looking quite svelte and having dark of hair. But nowadays, he looks like somebody dropped a pack of sausages on the floor.
Was his hair ever ginger, may I ask? Did he have ginger hair? No.
James Hewitt did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
No. How weird. How strange.
How very strange. But we digress with that. Yeah. So with King Charles being a vampire, and fingers crossed, this doesn't get back to the royal family in any particular way. This is just a podcast, by the way.
Can King Charles cross his fingers? That. Can you imagine? Holy shit! Can you imagine?
He has two servants picking up each end of one of those fingers and trying to hold it over the top of the other one. It's like putting two sleeping bags full of custard and piling them up. It's like when you put the mats away after PE.
PE's over, boys. Put the mats away. Fuck. That's the most energy exerting part of PE.
Tidying 100%. Up after PE was the worst.
Rolling that shit up. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. So I know a little bit about this. So I know that he is DNA ancestry wise, he is linked to Vlad the Impaler. And that's where a lot of it comes from, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Go on, tell me. Go on.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, you're absolutely right. He has genetic links. He's announced this. He has genetic links to that bloodline. So Vlad the Impaler, the basis of Dracula in Bram Stoker's novel, historically
15th century, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Historically was painted as a quite a vicious ruler, very bloodthirsty in battle. Literally, the only survivor in a war that occurred and just strolled off the field covered in blood. You know, these types of stories that elaborate his character and make him out to be like that evil. Yeah.
He was a pure cunt.
He was.
Let's be honest. And
he did. He did impale. He was Vlad the Impaler for a reason. He impaled his enemies on big, huge, sharp sticks. Just put it up their bunghole and let gravity do its work. Yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't actually. There's no way it was actually him. He wasn't going out there against a field of enemies and going like, right, let's fucking go, boys. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't like a Millwall fucking football hooligan.
Get the firm in, yep, I'm taking
Let's go, boys. He wasn't doing the Danny Dyer shit. His boys were going out there, killing the people, and then afterwards it was like, right, whilst you're there, do you mind just sticking them on a couple of sticks? And he was a ruthless cunt, and like he treated his people like absolute dirt, and he controlled them from fear, basically. And the fear was, if you know, that's what I do to my enemies. Imagine what I'll do to you.
Yeah,
kind of thing. And
absolutely.
Yeah,
the epitome of like ruling by fear. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The fact that the royal family's bloodlines have been tied to that is quite worrying in itself, but also concerning to the degree like the amount of royalistic inbreeding through these families that has gone across Europe is just
Russia,
also very worrying. Yeah.
God, they're all fucking each other, aren't they? Well, from what I've heard,
it's like the Lannisters out there. Another Game of Thrones reference. So there's that, and obviously out of this, he has also bought property out in Romania. He has a vested interest in Transylvania as a community. The mayor there,
he owns like a little town, doesn't he?
Yes, the mayor of that town he called him like I can't remember what it was, but pretty much like remarking upon him as Vladislav.
Fingers. Count Sausage. Oh, imagine how happy Camilla is. I'm not being funny. Get a little bit hot time.
Do you remember there was a leak of an audio a conversation between him and Camilla? Do you remember it? Do you know what it is?
Oh no, go on.
No, the audio was leaked, and
is it on Pornhub?
I don't think it would be. It's so banky. But essentially, he was like, "Oh, Camilla, I wish I was a tampon so I could be inside of you."
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he imagined he was a tampon. God. The royals.
Camilla must have gone through the menopause, though. What's she got used for them?
I don't think it matters.
Decoration? I don't know, something to do. Like, I don't know. Then, like, why would a woman of her age need a tampon? And
I don't
also,
think they were always
sorry,
that age, but yeah.
But why would any female related to the royal family ever need a tampon? They'd have, like, surely some, like, peasant just like
standing
mopping it
beneath
up.
them.
Or what was it you called it? Like a moon
cup.
Moon cup. Yeah, that's like a moon hand.
Oh no, just literally. Oh, just be
peasant
terrible.
like catching it and raffling it off.
Like, obviously, if you're in a relationship, you do say some interesting stuff. But I think if I was said that as a woman, I'd be like, I don't want. The purpose of the tampon is to help reduce my menstruation. I don't want you in there for that reason.
Or like it's there to reduce the mess or the inconvenience of the menstruation. I don't like what.
Just imagine a tiny, like at the time, Prince Charles wandering around in her womb lining, going, "Oh yes, don't go there. Yeah. Red blood cells, no. Plug it up with the fingers."
Got nothing better to do. Like go and do some fucking charity work. Do you know what I mean? Or like go tend to your Land Rovers that you're putting
17
vegetable oil with.
Yeah, he's filling it up with Dutchy milk.
Yeah, or go spend your time doing DNA testing on your children. I don't know, just something to do. I'm not saying he should do that. I'm not saying there's a reason to do that. I'm just saying there's something to do.
It's a convenience factor.
Mop up that. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean,
Camilla's moon blood. So,
do you flat earthers believe in periods? That's the question. Like,
yeah, it's gonna that plays its dividends because of the gravity. Yeah. But yeah, so this and also the royals with their years of interfamily marriage have obviously picked up hereditary diseases, and I think like in the royal family there is like a strong anemia sorts of things, so he needs blood. Remember, like fucking Prince Philip. You see the pictures of Prince Philip on God, like as he was that picture of him in the car.
If there's a vampire, that is him.
He's come back.
Oh no! Oh my God! What's that vampire film franchise with Kate Beckinsale? What
Underworld.
That? Underworld. Oh my God!
Prince he's Bill Nye in it, isn't he? He's the
same shit, different smell.
But that picture in the car, I fucking swear it was. I thought that was somebody's Guy Fawkes stole. Like just put it on the bonfire. No, it's a man. Which was disturbing. Bless him.
I will say this: if King Charles is a vampire and he has to consume blood to survive, you imagine how much blood, probably from virgins, he has to consume per finger. Because I mean, those are plump. Like I've never seen anything like it. I've literally never seen anything like it. I should have it as a screensaver.
Should have it as a screensaver, yeah. Like it's closed hands, and then when you unlock your phone, it's his open hands, but you can't tell the difference.
Yeah. I mean,
we should play a game of King Charles finger or a sausage. Like here's a close up of a finger, or is it a sausage?
Like back in those, like hot dog or legs. These really cool people that can afford nice holidays, hot dogs or legs.
What if he said that thing to Camilla because he does need her blood, and instead of a bat he transforms into, it's a tampon.
Oy.
So he leaves himself. He leaves himself in bathrooms across the nation, waiting for a virgin to conveniently pick him up so he can feed.
Oh my fucking God, we're onto this. Maybe because he's so royal and so posh that he's like, no, I'm not gonna go and bite somebody. Oh no, I'm just gonna suck on the on the real good shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can go and like suck blood from somebody down the street, and there might be like crackhead or like bad blood.
You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, you don't know
drug
what
blood.
You're getting. But if you know, like you're getting that good shit, and you're getting it straight, and also you're getting it like that's pure.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
No, I mean we could be onto something. Like we're possibly spoken far too much against our king that is almost verging on treason. please, royal family, it is just a podcast, and we mean none of it. It is just for entertainment purposes, and we're very uneducated Luddites. So, but I think there's something in that. I think there's something in that last bit. So yeah, they are our conspiracies. Lots to think there. We'd love to know your opinions on any of the conspiracies that we have gone through today.
I would love to know your comments on all of that, really.
Yeah.
If you've got, like, ultimately, biggest question I do want to ask is what we've asked already is hexagonal sandwiches.
Hexagonal sandwiches. Yep, need to know that. We also need to know, is it a finger or is it a sausage? What's the deal with hexagon clouds? Did Kanye West ask an alien to help with the McDonald's theme tune? He could have done time traveling hipster or anarchist, or
a man at an old people's home,
or a man at an old people's home. It's really out of place at a baptism. Well, that was a bridge. These are the sorts of things that we need to know. Like, do you think aliens really reside in the mountains of Nevada at Area 51, or are they just hiding the 7 secret herbs and spices recipe for KFC?
Oh my god, Colonel. What was his name? Colonel Mustard? No, that's not right. That's
Colonel Sanders.
That's a fucking Colonel Sanders. Colonel Mustard's a Cluedo character.
So Colonel Sanders, is he actually? Did he crash in Roswell? Was it Colonel Sanders that came from the stars and bestowed that fabulous chickeny taste to us? We don't know what those herbs and spices are because they're alien of nature. But yeah, please, if you can, send us comments on this. We will be on YouTube. You can search for us by searching In My Humble Opinion Pod on YouTube. Please subscribe and put on any notifications for any of our new episodes that get put up. Leave comments. Every little helps us. You can visit us on our social media, which will play at the end of the episode. And keep an ear out because we will be flying around fresh in from King Charles's Transylvanian penthouse. We're looking your menstrual blood for our Lord and Master.
Please give us more things to talk about.
We do have a number of other topics, but if you have something you want me and Rob to talk about in our completely uneducated way, without little understanding, just to see what we'll say, let us know. We'll be happy to consider that for an episode. Really would appreciate any feedback from you guys. So I have been Paul.
I've been Rob.
And you've been listening to the In My Humble Opinion podcast. Take care.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the In My Humble Opinion podcast, Conspiracies. Join us on YouTube by searching In My Humble Opinion Pod, all one word, or on Instagram by searching @humbleopinions_podcast.